Good morning and welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. This is me, Brandon Vidalingam, and this is your breakthrough partner. I am your breakthrough partner, more like, and this is Success Bites. Welcome. Good morning. Hope everybody's week is going amazingly so far. I know mine is. We were in a beautiful position yesterday. We just woke up. So it was an absolutely beautiful day in the morning. And Michelle turned around, my wife just turned around and decided to say, "Hey, listen, you want to go to the beach today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." But we had a few conference calls, a few phone calls we needed to make. We had some business to do, so on and so forth. But the great thing about it is that we did it along our journey. Michelle had to do her 12 o'clock video training. So we're driving along, we're in the middle of the countryside, heading to the beach. Beautiful day, sun beating down, kids in the back. And the first thing we do, we find a nice, beautiful spot in the countryside for Michelle to be able to sit down. She did her video training, jumped back inside the truck. We carried on. We had to get on a conference call with somebody. So we got actually a Zoom. So we did a Zoom call with somebody. That went for close to an hour. That took us all the way to the beach. So we're doing business at the same time. Arrived there, had another person arrange a call for me this morning that wanted to reach out and talk to me about a few things. So, you know, we're out living life whilst doing our business. You know, business doesn't have to stop and life doesn't have to stop. Just kind of segue training. I just want to say good morning, Lang. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Nancy. Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. I always love it when you guys join me first thing in the morning. I feel like I'm not alone. But I was just talking about this, and I was talking to Michelle about it, that, a lot of entrepreneurs and people who are in business, they think to themselves they have to do either one or the other, or they have to separate it somehow. You don't really have to. I mean, the life of now, if you're in a job, obviously, it's a little bit different. If you have a business that's really off-site, it's a little bit different. But if, more importantly, if you're in the relationship marketing industry, you don't have to separate it. The life of an entrepreneur is really not in a position that is separated, that you have to go and do that, and you have to go grind hard to be able to have time freedom. Because really being an entrepreneur and getting yourself to that position is having time freedom. So the real amalgamation, the real freedom is having the amalgamation of your business and your time, so that you can live life whilst doing your business. Okay, this is not putting all your time into your family, but not putting all your time into your business, but amalgamating the two, that you can do both together and just finding that balance. So it's something that we've really realized. But just having that freedom to be able to do that with our kids, take them out to enjoy the summer, make a split-second decision to spend the day at the beach. They had a great time. As you can see, I worked on my tan. That worked out well. Just kidding. So thank you, everybody. Once again, I'd love, there's somebody out there that wants to hear this message, that is looking for a breakthrough in their life, that's looking for that nugget. So I would just want to encourage you, at the bottom where it has the comments, there's a little man there that has a little arrow pointing one way. So if you go ahead and click that and share it publicly, whoever's on your Facebook friend list, they don't have to watch it if they don't want to, but anybody who is interested or who's like, actually, what's this about? This is exactly what I need, and watches it, gets a little nugget. If it helps them, then we've done something good today. We always want to pay it forward. So good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thursday, we are so close. We're so close to the weekend. I know, most of the time, once upon a time, I was always about the weekend. Work. Friday, yes, I'm out of jail. I'm free. Finally, I get to go out to the club, or go out to a bar, hang out with my friends, whatever the case may be. But now, I find myself asking Michelle, what day is it? And she asks me the same thing, because we found out that realistically, when you're living your life with your business, the days don't really matter, because you're having fun. You're enjoying every day. So, it's not like, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. The weekends aren't like, oh my gosh, I got to have fun. It's kind of, now we're in that position that we can have fun and have work at the same time. And it's enjoyable, and that's something I really, really wish for each and every one of you. People are watching now, and people are catching on the replay. So what is the topic of the day? The topic of the day is, after your warm market, what do you do after your warm market? So a lot of times, we spend time meeting people, we get to know people, and we are told to make that list, that all-important list. Now, first of all, that's supposed to be our warm market. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to take to my friends and family. So I know I've touched on this a little bit, but there's nothing like repetition that teaches the best. Good to hear the information again. So when you're writing your list, you want to take out the objections that you have in your head about why people would say yes or no. So don't be judgmental. Write down the list. All you're looking for is names and numbers. Put the names and numbers, names and numbers, names and numbers. Don't make a judgment call or prejudge somebody if they're going to actually say yes or no to your business or to your product or service. Just put down their name and number. That's all it is. So as you fill this up and you contact those people and you start working through that list, obviously, again, you want to make your list as long as possible. The longer you make it, the more posture you have. But that's another training. So you make that list, but you work through it. You go through it. And you keep on moving. And then eventually you get to the point where you get to the end of that list. And some people may be very successful with their list. Some people might not be too successful with their list. Some people may be kind of in the middle with their list. So what do you do after you've completed that warm market? Most people are like, well, I have no idea what to do now. I'm a little bit lost. Okay, so who do I contact? Who can I speak to? I've gone through my list. I've got nobody else to contact. And they're thinking to themselves, okay, well, that's it. I've been through my list. I was expecting to get loads of people and everything was supposed to be absolutely perfect. And I was supposed to, make my thousands through my list and nothing's happened. And that truly does happen sometimes. People just really don't have any traction from their list and people are making judgment calls or whatever the situation may be. And I'm like, okay, now what do I do? And then they say, well, this didn't work. Well, why didn't it work? Because I've completed my list. Well, let me explain to you. You come to that position where you can either drive it forward or you can just give up, okay? As we spoke about a couple of days ago, consistency and focus is the key. So with consistency and focus, what do? How are you consistently going out there to find people? Because once you finish your list, that's not the be all and end all and that was it. It's the same way as that if you think about it, if you were to open up a coffee shop, if you were to open up a retail clothes store, whatever it was, well, if you were to open up a marketing business, the first people you always tell is your friends and your relatives. Obviously, we've understood that. But then what do you do after you've contacted your friends and relatives? Do you just sit there and be like, well, none of my friends and relatives bought coffee from my coffee shop, or they did and they no longer coming, just made that one-time purchase, or you get to that point where you're like, okay, well, somebody got a marketing service once, or nobody wanted my marketing service from my friends and family, now what? Or you got your clothes store, a couple of people from my friends and family came and bought a t-shirt from my clothes store, and now there's nothing, Do you just stop there and admit defeat and say, I'm done? It's not working. My friends and relatives were supposed to go out and grab everybody. No, you would never, ever think of setting up a traditional business or looking at a traditional business and thinking that it is going to start and end with your friends and family. No, you need to come into it with a bigger vision, with a bigger view, and understand that first people you go to is your friends and family, but you also at the beginning have to start looking at how do I expand that view to attract more people? How do I get my message, my product, my service, my business, whatever it is, out to more people? So now you've got two ways to do that. The two ways for you to be able to do that is through prospecting, and the other way is through marketing. Okay? Now, let's just talk about a little bit about marketing first before we get into prospecting. So, marketing is really a consistent outward touch, if you want to put it that way. It's a consistent outward touch. Now, generally, you don't know the people who you're touching, but with a consistent outward touch, let's give you a really great example. What are you doing now? If you're one of these people who's on this video right now, if you're catching this replay and you've caught some of my other replays, or you get on every morning and you watch the Success Bite shows with your breakthrough partner, me, Brandon Vitalingham, every single morning, Monday through to Friday, 8:30, you get up and you watch it. There is something that I am doing that is consistent. I'm consistently putting out these videos every single day, Monday through to Friday. Now, you can literally run your clock and set your watch by me getting on at 8:30 every morning, Monday through to Friday. So if you were to talk to anybody, you don't have to work out when I'm going to do a video. You know, Monday through to Friday, 8:30, Breakthrough Partner, Success Bites. Brandon Vitalingham is on every morning. So you know I'm here, okay? The great thing about that is that it's a consistent outward thing. So it could be videos, okay? It could be blogging. It could be an email contact. It could be a training that you do on Facebook that you put out every morning. It's like there's a friend of mine who I know, Catherine, and what she does is that every single morning she puts out a quote. She puts out a quote of something that's very meaningful to her. And they're very relevant quotes. They're great quotes, you know? So you can see that she hasn't just found a quote and just slammed it up there. She's thought about this, you know, and picked a good quote that's going to bless somebody else, puts it out there, and then every night before she goes to bed, so she says, "Good morning, Facebook," puts out this quote, then she says, "Good night, Facebook," and puts out this quote. So I can consistently tell you, if I'm looking for a morning or a nighttime quote that I know that's going to benefit me, or it's just going to really spark my mind to think about something, set me up for the day, or kind of close me down for the day, give me something to think about that's going to be beneficial to me, then I know where to go. I know if I jump on Catherine's page, or if she comes up in my link, I know every morning, every evening before she goes to bed, there's a quote. Consistent. When you have that consistency of the outward marketing touches, people can set their clock by it and they know where to go for that information. But what happens with that as well is that they start to connect with you. And when they read something, now I found myself not even realizing, but I also see so many other people who resonated with the quote that she, but it doesn't have to be videos. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything crazy or something that's so far out of your comfort zone. However, we will touch about things that are on your comfort zone, but it doesn't have to be anything so crazy. It's just a quote first thing in the morning, you know, last thing at night, every single day. But the amount of people who have spoken about that quote and how it's affected them, it's the right thing that they needed to hear for that day, or it's the perfect thing that they needed that evening, and there's people reaching out to her and connecting with her. So these are things with marketing. When you market yourself out there, it's a consistent outward touch to somebody else that somebody else sees on a regular basis, and once they see that, they connect with you. Even though they haven't spoken to you, they feel like they understand you. They feel like they know you. They feel like they've connected with you. And once they've done that, they'll reach back out to you. Now you're creating a relationship. So it moves into the next phase. For somebody reaching out to you to creating that relationship. Okay? That's marketing. Now let's go into prospecting. Now, it's been said one of the best prospectors out there turned around and said that you should be connecting with at least 2 people every day. Now, most of us know on average 200 people. We don't believe we know 200 people, but we do. I challenge each and every one of you, when you turn around and you think you don't know anybody, the first thing I'm asking you to do is, if you believe you don't know anybody or you have a very small group of friends, Pick up your cell phone. Pick up your cell phone, go into your contacts, scroll down to the bottom, and watch that number show you how many people you have. I want you to write that down on a piece of paper. Then I want you to go to your Facebook. And I want you to look at your friends list, how many people you have in there. Now, I understand everybody's not a friend, sometimes just acquaintances, sometimes just people on there, okay? But if they chose to send you a friend request or you chose to send them a friend request, then they're there for a reason, okay? So I want you to go to that friends list, have a look at it, and add that number to your contact list, okay? Yes, there's going to be some duplications, I get it, okay? But add that number to your contact list. Then I want you to go, if you're one of these people who has Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, go to those and add those up. Put that number in. When you put that number in, you realize how many people you need to try and get the word out there that you have a business that's just opened up, be it coffee shop, retail store, marketing company, standard, whatever it is, or if it's a relationship marketing business. I want you to look at that number, then look at your fast start, or look at what it takes for you to get it off the ground, and understand that it really takes two to five people to really get a base, to get it kicked off, to give it some wings to start. Okay, so look at the number, 2 to 5 people, then look at the number of people that you have in your friends list and your contact. Look at that total number. When you look at that total number, then say, can I do this? Absolutely. If I don't prejudge the people that are on that list, absolutely I can get this done. Great. But these are people you know. Now, obviously, you have people who you know, people you don't know so well. Over the period of time, what you want to do is find a way to connect with those people. Reach out. Don't just be like, oh, you're on my friends list. I have no idea who you are. We don't really talk. What's the point of them being on your friends list? Okay, find somebody who you're going to interact with, or you start interacting with them. If they interact back with you, then you're garnering a relationship. If they don't interact with you, say, hey, listen, you know, I'd love to keep you on here, but really, I like to keep people on my friend list that I can really interact with, and we can actually become friends. You know, so if you're not really that person, then if you don't mind, you know, I'm gonna take you off my friends list. Listen, be real. Be real. This is a place to create friendships, create relationships. So use Facebook as that powerful tool to be able to do that. So garner those relationships. Second thing, live. When you're live, you're walking out on the streets. You are meeting people every single day. But we don't talk to anybody. I've noticed people who've gone into coffee shops for months, for years, and they go in, and there's that person who's standing there who's worked there for absolutely years as well, and they've never spoken. They don't know each other's names, you know? So if you go into that coffee shop, if you go into that bakery, don't go into bakeries, let's not get into that. If you go into that clothes store and you recognize a face on a regular basis, how difficult is it just to say, hi, how are you? Okay? Say hi to somebody, make somebody's day. Okay, that regular high that you see, or if you pass by somebody. I used to walk past somebody, the same person on the street. I was heading to work, they were heading to work. We were walking the opposite directions, or sometimes walking the same directions. And, you know, say, oh, hi, how are you? Good morning. You know, just to say that doesn't hurt. But eventually you stop and you have a conversation. You got to meet somebody else. But when you're going out prospecting, what you're doing is going out prospecting. Don't go out to prospect, go out to meet people, okay? You're the key, because when you go out to prospect, the first thing you're thinking about is, I'm going to do business. Then you start having a different conversation. Your posture changes, your language changes, everything changes, and you mess it up and you're like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good for this. So don't do that. Go out to meet people. Let me explain to you, you've been doing this for years. Ask yourself a question. Have you ever been in a shopping mall and you've spoken to somebody? You've been inside in the store, you're checking something out, and somebody said something to you. You said something to an absolute stranger that you don't know and they don't know you, but you sparked up a conversation. Absolutely, I guarantee you, pretty much 100% of you will turn around and say, 100%, I have spoken to somebody else who I have never known. You do this on a regular basis. But when you go out to prospect, now you're doing business. Now your whole mindset's changed. Now you're doing business. Now you're just going to mess it up. Don't. People buy you. They don't buy your business. They don't buy your product. They don't buy your service. First of all, you have to find a way to connect with somebody. You are the best person to connect with that person. Okay? You are the best person to connect with that person. Not your business, not your product, not your service. So be you. Be the authentic you. Be the fun you. Be the nice you. Be the connected you. Go out there, meet people, talk to people, okay? So once you connect with people, it could be on Facebook, it could be in a business event. Get out there. Go to meetup groups. Find like for like. Find people who are like you, okay? If you don't like the way you are, find people who are better than you, okay? Find a way for you to elevate yourself. But when you go and you come out of your comfort zone, go to a meetup group, go to an event, go to something on a regular basis. There's so many free events out there. Go learn how to connect with people. Use it as a training ground. But when you do that, share your number, take this. Never give your number unless you're taking somebody else's, okay? Share the number. But once you do that, find out what business they're in, okay? Michelle did an amazing training yesterday. If you didn't catch it, it's on Form, okay, on how to connect with people, how to link up with them. Check it on my Facebook webpage, or Michelle Donovan, check hers. On Form, how to connect with people, how to talk about family and motivation and recreation, all that type of stuff, how to connect with somebody. So get that information, learn how to talk to people, get that information. Once you've done that, get a phone number, and whatever business they're in, whatever their interests are, find a way to stay connected with them. So if you find an article that might relate to them, just pick it up, copy, paste it, get a link, whatever it is. Doesn't take 2 seconds. If somebody's into the Olympics, if something interesting about the Olympics has come on, say, hey, listen, I saw this and I thought of you. It might be something you might be interested in. Take a look, okay? That person can be like, wow, you thought of me. You're connecting with them. So now you've got this connection. Find interesting and unique ways to be able to connect with somebody on a regular basis, okay? So that's how to do it. Prospecting and marketing. Prospecting and marketing. Now, if anybody wants to know more in depth how to prospect or how to market, please feel free. Reach out to me. I want to make sure that somebody's getting a benefit from this. So please, 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 don't only think about yourself when you're watching this, okay? Yes, you're getting a benefit, but there's somebody in your downline, in your upline, in your sideline, in your friendship group who is looking for this information. So please go ahead, share this, okay? Go ahead, share this on your timeline. Let somebody see this, and if they get something, you just paid it forward for no cost whatsoever, okay? You never know, it might even spark a conversation with you, okay? If you know somebody who's struggling in this area, send this to them. Send this to them, say, hey, listen, I watched this video this morning, and I was thinking of you. There might be something there that might help you, okay? You may spark up a conversation, okay? Give it a shot. Share this out to somebody else. Once again, my name is Brandon Vidalinga. I am your breakthrough partner. This is Success Bites. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're going to go into a lot more depth with all these things, okay? But please reach out to me. Let me know how these trainings are affecting you. If you like them, if you don't like them, how they're changing the face of your business, if you're putting them into practice, if there's a particular training that you want to hear, reach out to me, talk to me. So I'd like training on this particular thing, and we'll try and work it out. Make sure that you catch Michelle today on her training at 12 o'clock, okay? I will be sharing it on my page, but catch it live. It'll be great from her page, Michelle Donovan. We're going to be recording today a TV show that's going to go out for a later date, so we'll keep you informed with that with 365 TV Network, Living TV Network. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Carib 101 Radio as co-host on the Real Talk Show. So that's going to be from 1 till 2, and it is on the internet. So if you have an internet stream, feel free, reach out. Listening to the show is going to be a lot of fun. That's carib101.com. And on Monday, I start my show, The Breakthrough Show, on carib101.com. Again, that's a streaming service, so you just go into Carib 101, listen live, and you'll be able to hear in, okay? I'd love to have you guys there. I will be streaming it. I'll be streaming it live as well on Facebook, so you can catch me there. If you have any questions, then you can reach out to me as well. Guys, have an amazing, amazing day. Please take this. War market's finished. Go into prospecting and marketing. We will go more in depth into it, but thank you so much for watching. Find a way to connect with people on a regular basis and start building up that list of people that you're connecting with on a regular basis. Take it from a connection, take it into building a relationship, building from a relationship, and then start delivering value to people. When you deliver value to people, then you'll start attracting more people, and you will have a never-ending resource of people to actually explain to about your business, your product, or your service. Okay, so have an amazing day. Have a really, really good one, and do something today that makes your day fantastic. God bless. Speak to you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Take care. Bye-bye.